Welcome to Chef Henry Kitchen. Today we are making the smoothest, creamiest, real Jamaican spiked eggnog you will ever taste. One sip and you feel like Christmas hit your tongue. Let's get into it. Open your cupboard and your fridge, grab your ingredients and let's make this recipe. Hit the subscribe button and also get your mom, your dad and also your family member to subscribe. For all of the new subscribers that's rolling in, welcome again to Chef Henry Kitchen. My grandmother tell me one thing, it's best near your yard. I'm gonna start measuring the milk and the cream. How we have to get those warm, and I have the good thermometer in my hand. If I pronounce it wrong, I butcher it. Guys, just remember, I have an accent. So I'm gonna start out with the milk and the cream. In the pot, we're gonna add 1 cup of cream. And that's 1 cup of cream, and that's heavy cream. The milk, we're gonna add 4 cups of milk, another 2 cups of milk, make it 4 cups. And this recipe I'm sharing with you, this is my recipe. I make it already and it turned out to be the best eggnog ever. This is not your regular eggnog. This is Jamaican spike eggnog. And this is so addictive, it's not recommended for kids. I'm using half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder. You can use cinnamon extract just for flavor and preference. And also half a teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm gonna add the cinnamon and the nutmeg into the pot with the milk and the cream. I'm gonna get my stove ready. I have the stove set up and I'm gonna turn on the stove. You wanna put the stove at the lowest temperature. You just want the milk and the cream with the nutmeg and the cinnamon. We just want it to get warm to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's get the stove turned on. And I'm gonna set the stove right at 4. I'm gonna use the spatula to mix the cinnamon and the nutmeg into the cream and the milk. We are going to let the milk warm for 10 minutes at that temperature, and that's how it's gonna slowly get warm. So you want it to be 120 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't want the milk and the cream to boil. If it's boiled, you're doing something wrong. And if you make it this far of the video and you haven't subscribers yet, hit the subscribe, and that's how you're gonna be a part of Chef Henry Kitchen. I'm gonna check on the milk, give it a stir. I'm gonna check the temperature. It's been going for 10 minutes. We want it at 120. I don't know if you guys can see the gauge moving. And that's 120. I shut the stove off and I'm gonna remove the milk from the stove. Time for the eggs. I'll be using 12 egg yolks for this recipe, and I have 2 bowls set up. It's for the yolk. So let's start cracking the eggs. So all of that white, you want it to remove. And that's the high of the egg. Some people use their hand, but I find it better if I just use a knife. If the yolk is broken, it's good. I finish separating the egg yolk from the white part. I like to go in with a fork because you're using a shaker, mixing you miss some stuff. So I like to go, and I'm gonna break the egg yolk. So I'm just going in with the fork, and I'm gonna remove the eye from the egg. I don't know what it's called in the real name, but we're left with pure egg yolk, and that's what you want. I'm gonna add sugar. I'm using my whisk, and I'm gonna be wisping the egg yolk with the sugar, and you wanna add it slowly, and you're just looking to get pale color. So I'm gonna show you how I do it. I hold the sugar, start wisping the egg yolk just by itself, and then I'm gonna add the sugar as I go. And this is 1 cup of white sugar. And also, it's gonna help dissolve the sugar crystals. So much work for Christmas, eh? Just for the taste of homemade Jamaican spike eggnog. Now the mixing is finished, and this is what you want the mixture to look like. Time to add the warm liquid in with the egg. And this is called tempering. It's when you're adding warm stuff to a cold liquid and you want it to equally get warm just as the warm liquid. And we're gonna add warm milk. That's just the cinnamon and the nutmeg. It's gonna form a crust on top, but mixing it in, it's gonna mix out and you're not even gonna know it's there. Add in a small amount, and you wanna mix, keep the egg moving while you add the warm milk and cream. I'm just gonna pour. The tempering is complete. We're gonna transfer it back into the pot. I'm gonna get my stove set up. Time to pasteurize the eggnog, and this is when I'm gonna add some more stuff before I turn the stove on. I'm gonna add condensed milk. And guys, when I was a kid, my parents sent me for the condensed milk. They open it and I don't know how they know the measurement. I was having fun by just drinking the milk, and all of the Jamaicans know this. How your parents know that the way they leave it, even though they just punch 2 holes in the top and those just draining it, they know how much is inside it, and I get punishment for it. I am going to add 1 tablespoon of condensed milk. I'm gonna add vanilla, and this is just for more flavor and aroma. I'm gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla. And the reason for pasteurization, we added the cream and the egg because the egg pretty much it's in the raw form and there's still bacteria, and pasteurization gonna kill all of those bacteria and make it more sterile. So I'm gonna turn the stove on at the same temperature we use to warm the milk. We're gonna just keep it at that same temperature, but you want to go until it thickens. So I'm gonna show you that. You don't want it to boil, you just want it to get to the point of boiling. So we're gonna keep stirring to get everything mixing well. I'm gonna add another ingredient. I am going to add a quarter teaspoon of salt. And that's the ingredients that was missing. I'm gonna mix that salt in. We dissolve the salt into the eggnog. We are going to pasteurize the eggnog on low heat 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna check on the eggnog. I'm gonna show you when it's ready. Now it's coating the spoon. That means the eggnog is ready. And you wanna stir it while you're shutting the stove off. Nice and smooth. I'm gonna transfer the eggnog into this jar. I'm gonna cover. I'm gonna place this in the fridge to cool down, and you want it to be cool, and that would complete the pasteurization. I remove the eggnog from the fridge, and it's time to add the final ingredients. If you have younger ones at home, you can give them this eggnog just like this. We're gonna add alcohol, and then it's gonna be more for adult. I'm gonna tell you to drink responsibly, and I'm gonna add some Jamaican rum. I have my shot glass, and I'm gonna add 2 shot glass of Jamaican rum. The rum is just swimming on top. I'm gonna use this wooden spoon to mix and get that rum all the way in the soul of this eggnog. First thing that get drunk is the jar. Now that we get the alcohol mixed in, good Jamaican rum, and that's the kick. This is a strong eggnog. I'm gonna get a glass with ice. I have my glass with some ice cube. I'm gonna pour my homemade spike eggnog. Extra smooth, extra creamy. My title said it all. I made this before, but there's something still missing. I'm gonna add some aniseed stars, 2 of them, and also a cinnamon stick. Cheers. Follow everything in this recipe, and I give you step by step on how to make the best Jamaican spike eggnog ever. And it tastes like Christmas when it hit my tongue. Guys, I'm gonna say go make this and enjoy the holiday, and also share the videos to your friends. Get everybody to come and subscribe to Chef Henry Kitchen. Guys, Chef Henry Kitchen, our next one, and I'm out.